Have you ever just stopped to think about where the line is, with understanding animal intelligence or like their emotions?
hmm
Can we really connect with wild animals, the ones people call, untamable, form these bonds that almost seem impossible?
It's a huge question, isn't it? And it's right at the absolute core of Lawrence Anthony's incredible book, The Elephant Whisperer.
Right.
Because this book, it's not just some story, it's really a deep exploration of that human-animal connection and honestly a pretty urgent plea for conservation.
Exactly.
Hmm.
And our mission today is to sort of unpack how this book hits so hard, how it convinces us, the readers, on such a deep, almost gut level.
Yeah.
And just so you know, you are experiencing a unique two-host AI conversation powered by Google's NotebookLM for, well, deeper, more dynamic book analysis.
Okay, so let's dive in where the book itself kicks off, which is basically a crisis, a desperate one.
Yeah, straight into the deep end.
Totally. The story opens with this really high-stakes situation. You've got this herd of wild elephants, deeply traumatized, and facing, well, certain death. It was that simple.
And he didn't take them in?
They were going to be shot, all of them. That kind of raw, real-life urgency, it just grabs you immediately. It's the heart of the book, right from page 1.
It really is, and it makes you ask almost immediately, why him?
Yeah. Yeah.
What made Lawrence Anthony the guy for this, well, seemingly impossible job?
Right. And the book doesn't make you wait for the answer. It lays out his background pretty clearly. He wasn't just like some random guy.
Yeah.
He was this renowned South African conservationist,
Yeah.
known for doing some seriously audacious things. I mean, think about rescuing the animals from the Baghdad Zoo during the Iraq War.
That story is incredible. It tells you so much about him.
It really does. It speaks volumes about his determination, his unique kind of capability.
So that history, his conservation work, it builds his credibility right away, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It sets the foundation. He already had all this experience managing the Thula Reserve itself. And crucially, he had this almost innate knack for connecting.
Not just with animals.
No, that's the key. With people, too. Which gave him this incredibly strong footing for the, frankly, unbelievable challenge he was facing with these elephants.
And it frames the bigger picture, too, the whole conservation landscape at the time.
Mm-hmm.
The book came out in 2009, and the threats to wildlife, the challenges in Africa, they were, and I mean, they still are, just huge. Escalating.
Yeah, the constant threat of poaching, the general sort of misunderstanding of animal intelligence.
Yeah.
That's the backdrop. It makes Anthony's work feel so vital, Makes the book's message land even harder.
So true. Okay, so let's move into the real heart of it, the story itself. The book unfolds as a memoir, right? Kind of chronologically.
Exactly. It takes you on this journey step by step. It tracks the gradual process and often really difficult process of building trust with this herd. These elephants were incredibly traumatized.
And it's not shown as easy, not some quick fix.
Not at all. You feel like you're right there, experiencing every tough moment, every little breakthrough. It's a real journey.
And that connection, the emotional pull for the reader, that's down to Anthony's skill as a storyteller, isn't it? He just paints these incredibly vivid pictures.
He really does. You see their fear, their aggression at first, their deep despair almost. And then he shows you piece by piece how he starts to earn their trust.
You can't help but feel for them, for the herd. It's like you're standing there with him, feeling their vulnerability, and then eventually their successes.
And he includes these incredibly powerful personal moments, things that sound almost unbelievable.
Like the elephants just showing up at his house.
Exactly, things like that. They're not just cute stories. They're these profound examples of cross-species empathy, a real connection happening. It just highlights the extraordinary bond he managed to build.
And the language he uses, it's so gentle sometimes, so evocative. I mean, that moment, it's famous now, where he speaks directly to Nana, the matriarch.
Yeah.
Don't do it, Nana. Please don't do it, girl. This is your home now. You don't have to run anymore. That kind of language, it creates this intimacy, doesn't it? Between you, the reader, and these animals. It feels less like reading about something and more like witnessing it.
It does. Even though, one side of the conversation is an elephant, it works.
Yeah.
And that choice to write it as a nonfiction memoir, driven by these personal stories, these, you could almost call them dialogues with the elephants, that's key to the emotional impact.
Right. It's not a dry scientific report.
No, it's a lived experience. It draws you right into his world, into Thula Thula.
But it's important to say, the book isn't just emotion, right? He grounds it all in practical reality, too, conservation side.
Absolutely. He lays out a really strong practical case. He details the concrete things he did, building proper fences, actually fighting off poachers, managing the whole reserve.
Logical steps, necessary things.
Crucial steps for the elephant survival and, yeah, the health of the whole ecosystem there.
What I found interesting was his reasoning, how he builds his arguments.
How so?
Well, he doesn't just make big claims. He starts small, with really detailed observations of what the elephants are doing, day to day.
Right. It's inductive reasoning, basically.
Exactly. From those specific behaviors, those interactions, he then draws these wider conclusions about their intelligence, their emotional depth. It feels very grounded in experience.
It's rooted in what he's seeing and learning every single day on the ground, not just theory.
And he takes this really holistic view of conservation, too, which supports his points with, actual facts and real-world stuff.
Yeah, he's thinking about everything. Security, local customs, the ecological balance.
It's not just the elephants on their own. It's the whole picture, the ecosystem, the people living around it.
And let's be clear, this was not easy. The book is very honest about the huge hurdles Anthony faced.
Well, yeah, massive challenges.
You've got these ingrained cultural biases about animals, about their intelligence. Then there are the sheer logistical nightmares of running a huge game reserve.
And the constant danger, poaching, local politics.
Exactly. Those threats were always there.
Yeah.
And acknowledging those constraints, it doesn't just add drama, it makes what he achieved with that herd feel even more incredible.
Yeah.
It highlights how tough real conservation work actually is.
Definitely. As we're processing all these complex ideas, communication, trust, the realities of conservation, it might be a good moment just to pause and reflect.
Good idea.
For more of this kind of thing, inspiring insights and AI-powered book analysis, do check out Mindful Moments. That's our YouTube channel. But okay, let's get back to Anthony's writing itself. His use of language, it's just captivating, isn't it?
It really is. He has this unique blend. It's descriptive, almost everyday language sometimes, but then mixed with these precise technical terms.
Like Bulma.
Yeah, or matriarch or reserve. It creates this feeling of being both intimate, like you're in on it, but also very precise. You know what he's talking about.
And the way he puts sentences together, the rhythm of the narrative.
It's really engaging. He knows how to build tension. Like you mentioned, Anna, earlier, that scene where she's right on the edge of finally approaching him.
You're holding your breath.
Totally. He crafts those moments using different sentence lengths, different pacing. It pulls you right in.
And the imagery. The book is just dripping with sensory detail.
Oh, absolutely.
You can almost hear the sounds of the bush, feel the ground shake when the elephants move, picture the actual physical interactions he has with them.
It puts you right there in that wild place, makes it feel incredibly real. Immediate.
Structurally, it's mostly chronological, right? Following the timeline of events.
Mostly, yeah. But he cleverly weaves in flashbacks or little asides.
And they're not just random.
No, they give crucial context. They help you understand why things are happening the way they are, the history behind the herd's trauma or the reserve's challenges. It deepens the whole picture.
He also uses repetition really well. Certain ideas, certain phrases keep coming back.
Like trust. That's a huge one.
Yeah, or the elephant's visits to the house. And that phrase, "This is your home now."
That refrain.
It builds up this cumulative emotional weight as you read. It's subtle, but really powerful. Reinforces the main message.
And the contrasts he sets up are striking too.
Like human ways of solving problems versus elephant ways.
Exactly. Or just that massive shift you see in the herd from that initial state of deep fear and trauma to eventually peace and trust. Those comparisons really highlight the transformation. They make you think differently about animal behavior.
He uses some more sophisticated techniques too, doesn't he? Like asking questions directly to the reader.
Yeah, like can we truly communicate with another species? Those moments really make you stop and think. They pull you into the bigger philosophical questions he's wrestling with.
And he hints at broader conservation issues beyond Thula Thula. And that there's even that touch of the mystical, that almost spiritual connection he feels.
Right, and there's humor too, which is needed sometimes, like when the elephants are just causing chaos at the lodge.
Yeah, adds a bit of lightness.
It does, but it's worth noting, as you said, those mystical elements, they do tread a fine line.
For some readers, it might trigger a bit of skepticism.
It could, yeah. It's that balance between the magic, the unexplainable, and the very real, grounded conservation work. But for many people, I think that something more adds hugely to the book's appeal. It pushes at the edges of how we normally think about animal consciousness.
So when you look at it overall, how well does the book achieve what it sets out to do? Does it work?
I think it absolutely does. Anthony is incredibly persuasive. He really convinces you that building this kind of trust between humans and wild animals is not only possible, but profoundly important.
It's more than just information, isn't it? It feels like a transformative experience.
Yes, you're not just reading facts, you're meant to be moved, to feel empathy, to maybe feel a bit more responsible.
And it's accessible. The language isn't overly academic. The personal stories, the themes like empathy, respect, they're universal.
Makes it really approachable, doesn't it? For pretty much anyone. General readers, people who love animals, people interested in conservation. It shows how a powerful personal narrative can carry a huge global message.
Though, as we touched on, that mystical side, while powerful, it does maybe open the door for some healthy skepticism.
Which isn't necessarily a bad thing.
No?
Mm-hmm.
It encourages you to think critically about it. Where does observation end and interpretation begin? Especially with something so hard to explain. It's a fascinating question the book leaves you with.
And that actually leads into some of the deeper insights, the more advanced takeaways from the book. Its real power, I think, is how it manages to merge the human and the animal perspective.
Yeah, it gives this really nuanced picture of conservation. It doesn't romanticize nature, but it also doesn't downplay the struggle.
Exactly. And it fundamentally challenges our assumptions about animal intelligence, about their emotional lives. It shows elephants doing things complex problem solving, showing clear emotional responses that maybe we thought only humans did. It forces you to broaden your definition of intelligence.
And it carries this strong sense of cultural sensitivity too, doesn't it? And this compelling idea that cross-species connection, real communion, is possible.
It really pushes us to rethink our relationships with animals and maybe our place in the natural world altogether.
So ultimately, The Elephant Whisperer leaves you with these really profound lessons about empathy, about trust, and just the absolute urgent need for conservation.
It really does stick with you.
Definitely. And as you continue thinking about this incredible deep dive, here's a final thought to chew on. How might a deeper understanding of animal consciousness actually reshape our fundamental responsibilities to the natural world?
That's a big one. And if you want to keep exploring these kinds of ideas, remember to check out Mindful Moments on YouTube for more AI book analysis. And of course, explore our podcasts for other deep dives.
And hey, if you want an in-depth summary of The Elephant Whisperer, click the link you see on screen now. Please do subscribe, share this deep dive if you enjoyed it, maybe purchase the book through the link, and most importantly, keep thinking critically.